Good evening. Welcome to the Wednesday,
Buenas tardes, bienvenidas.
May 19, 2021, 6 o'clock p.m. regular Planning Commission meeting. The meeting now become in order. Pursuant to the Executive Order N-29-20, please be advised that members of the Bell Gardens Planning Commission will participate today's meeting telephonically. Planning commissioners and staff are participating from remote locations. Members of the public might view and listen to the meeting live online through the city website as noted on the agenda. Tonight's invocation will be given by Ms. Morales, and Pledge of Allegiance will be led by Ms. Seba, which everybody stand, please.
Lord, as we gather in your name, please bless this meeting and everyone present. Direct and assist us with your wisdom into making the right decisions. May our decisions bring truthfulness and blessings for the future and the betterment of this community. In your name we pray, amen.
Can you hand over your heart pledge allegiance?
Planning Secretary, will you please give us a roll call on the Planning Commission?
Sure. Good evening, Commissioners. I will now take roll call. Commissioner De La Rosa. Commissioner De La Rosa. I'll come back to him. Commissioner Flores.
Present.
Vice Chairperson Villalobos.
Present.
Commissioner Leon.
Present.
Chairperson Rivera.
Present.
And back to Commissioner De La Rosa.
Present.
Thank you.
Thank you. Public comments now is open.
Okay, Steve.
Planning Secretary, there any speakers on the non-agenda items?
We do not have any chairperson.
That will be concluded the non-agenda public meeting. Any planning secretaries will be any comments on the emails? I guess it would be.
Chairperson, we did not receive any public comment on the agenda items.
Thank you. Commissions, if we don't have any objections, I will close public comments. Public comment close. Public comments is now open. Planning Secretary, are there any speakers on the agenda items?
Erica, I don't believe we have any comments on either the non-agenda or the agenda items.
We don't have that, Secretary. Okay.
Is that helping? No.
I'm sorry, Chairperson. No, we do not. There was a
All right.
glitch on my end. Sorry about that.
If there are no objections from the Planning Commission, I will close the public comments. Public hearing item number 1.
It's still not-
Conditional use permit number 2021-014. Delicious de
That's me.
Mexico
Oh.
restaurants 7101 10, I'm sorry, -12 Easter Avenue, file number 2021-014. Presentation will be given by Ms. Morales.
Good evening, Chairperson Rivera, and members of the Planning Commission. This item involves a request for approval of conditional use permit number 2021-014. And Adrian is going to be sharing the screen.
Have the screen up one moment. It's a technical
Yes, fine.
difficulties at the moment.
Okay, here we go. All right, so this request again involves the approval of conditional use permit number 2021-014. The applicant is Delicias de Mexico Restaurant, and the location of the restaurant is 7110 through 12 Eastern Avenue, Suite C. The applicant is requesting approval of the CUP to gain an alcoholic beverage control license type 47, which is on-site general. They currently have a type 41, which is on-site sale for beer and wine. This license is being upgraded to a type 47. Also to expand the existing restaurant square footage and to provide live music entertainment within the restaurant. Excuse me for a second. Hi, Liz. I'm having some issues with. See the screen? It blocks part of the text. Okay, here we go. Okay. So a brief background on this item. The subject site is currently located within the Sherwood Shopping Center, commercial shopping center, which is at the corner of Eastern and Florence Avenue. The restaurant is located as part of the shopping center inline stores totaling about 18,715 square feet. That's the total size of the shopping center. The restaurant itself has been operating at its current location since 2015, and it occupies about 1,520 square feet. On May 15th of 2019, conditional use permit was approved by the Planning Commission to allow Delicias de Mexico a type 41 on-site sale of beer and wine. The current ABC license is active and will remain active until the CUP goes into effect, as well as the ABC license is issued. Under the site description, the subject location of the property is currently zone C4, which is heavy commercial. General plan designation is regional commercial. Subject site is about 1.2 square acres, which is the square footage for, or the size of the entire Sherwood shopping center. North of the property is our commercial zone properties, and it's developed with Los Jardines Shopping Center. South of the property is Florence Avenue and commercial shopping center, Village Square. To the east is Ajax Avenue and some residential and a vacant commercial site. And west of the property is Eastern Avenue, and across Eastern, commercial, the commercial center, marketplace shopping center. The site plan review for the shopping center, or the site plan layout of the shopping center, is And maybe Adrian, you can point us, I'm speaking. So the shopping center itself is located on the northeast corner of Florence Avenue and Eastern Avenue. On the east side of the shopping center is Ajax. The shopping center where Delicias is located, Delicias is shown in brown, and that is showing the existing as well as the proposed expansion of the restaurant. Is located within the Sherwood Shopping Center. Within that corner, we see the Kentucky Fried Chicken restaurant right at the corner of Ajax and Florence, McDonald's. We have the former Toys R Us store, which is now vacant. And then we have some inline shops fronting Eastern, where Starbucks and Panda Express is located. And those shops are part of the Los Jardines Shopping Center. As you can see, there is parking that is provided for the entire commercial corner. That's approximately 337 parking spaces that are able to park for all of the uses within the center through a shared parking agreement. That shared parking agreement was last revised in 2004 when Los Jardines Shopping Center was developed. Next slide. This is a picture of the current site conditions for Delicias. Delicias shown on the far end of the picture. As you can see, there is a temporary canopy that provides for exterior dining as a result of COVID-19 regulations, as well as dining underneath the breezeways of the shopping center. The next slide shows the proposed floor plan for Delicias. So the area that is shown in the pink color is the existing restaurant. The existing restaurant has approximately 40 seats that are provided by tables and chairs as well as booths. There is 6 seats that are provided outside on the patio area, and the kitchen, restrooms, office space, as well as storage is provided at the back of the restaurant. What you see on the right-hand side of the screen in the blue, green, and yellow colors is the expansion of the proposed restaurant. So with the expansion of the proposed restaurant, the applicant is proposing to provide an additional 70 feet for the restaurant. And the restaurant will be connected to the existing restaurant via an opening that you see where the arrow, where Adrian is moving the arrow. So within the expanded area, we are going to see 56 fixed seats that are going to be provided with a combination of booths as well as tables and chairs down the middle of the restaurant, as well as a bar area with 14 bar seats. So in total, the restaurant, once all the improvements are complete, will be able to have about 116 seats altogether. Access to the restaurant will be provided via the existing front door, and the arrows that are showing in red, pointing in red to the other doors for both the expanded area and the existing will be used for emergency exit only. Next slide. So in doing our analysis, staff has to look at the possible overconcentration of licenses in the city. So the first item that we look at is what are the number of licenses within the census tract where the business is located. So as you can see, the City of Bell Gardens has 9 census tracts. Delicias de Mexico is located within census tract number 5341.02. Every year, the Department of Alcohol and Beverage Control issues a certain number of licenses that will determine a certain number of licenses per residence within a census tract that will determine the overconcentration of licenses in the city. In 2021, the number of licenses per resident within a census tract is 1 license for every 1,040 residents. This particular census tract has 6,219 residents, which means that only 6 licenses would be permitted to avoid overconcentration within the census tract. In this particular case, there are 6 licenses that exist. Delicias de Mexico happens to be one of them because they currently have a type 41 license. Therefore, the number of licenses within the census tract will not be exceeded if this conditional use permit is granted for a type 47 upgrade. The other area that staff has to look at is number of licenses, existing licenses within 700 foot radius from the subject site. So in this particular instance, you see the subject site highlighted in red, and then you see a circle around the site that shows the 700 radius. Within that 700 radius, staff was able to identify a total of 8 licenses. Again, Delicias de Mexico is shown as license number 4 within the 700 foot radius map. Again, therefore, the issuance of this conditional use permit for the upgrade of the license will not add any additional licenses within the 700 foot radius map of the, this particular distance from the subject site. Under the analysis, staff also looked at the fact that Celicia is proposing to continue operating its business as a bona fide restaurant. The hours of operations proposed by the applicant are from 9 a.m. to 2 a.m. daily. However, staff has included a condition of approval, number 12, under resolution number 2021-02, that will restrict the hours of operation to Sunday through Thursday from 9 a.m. to 12 midnight, and Fridays and Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 2 a.m. And this is to be consistent with other businesses, restaurant businesses within the immediate vicinity of Delicias de Mexico. In addition to that, the sale of alcoholic beverages will be restricted to Monday through Sunday from 10 a.m. to 12 midnight. In addition to that, condition number 28 limits the sale and consumption of alcoholic beverages to the interior of the restaurant only. So alcohol will not be able to be served or consumed on the 2 tables that the owner currently has outside the restaurant, or any of the existing patio areas outside the interior of the restaurant. The other area that staff also reviewed under the analysis is the live music entertainment. So with the live music entertainment, the applicant has proposed to install soundproofing material along the south wall of the building, as well as portions of the ceiling on the suite, in order to avoid sound to travel to nearby businesses and residential uses. Condition number 13 of resolution 2021-02 will restrict the live music entertainment to Sunday through Thursday until 10 p.m. and Fridays and Saturdays until 12 midnight. In addition to that, condition 14 prohibits pay-per-view events or dancing, as well as amplified music entertainment. So all the music will have to be provided through acoustic instrument and shall also comply with Chapter 16.24 of the BGNC. Condition 15 restricts the live music to also be confined to the interior of the restaurant, and also for all the exterior doors to remain closed during business hours. Under the security plan that the applicant has submitted, under condition number 31, the plan proposes to provide 24/7 contact information with the restaurant owner, provides for ABC education for all employees, training in dealing with alcohol-related issues, training on first aid and fire protection, emergency reporting to local enforcement, law enforcement departments. Next slide. As a conclusion, conditional use permit number 2021-014 is consistent with the city general plan, as well as it meets the findings pursuant to BGNC section 9.50.050, as well as 9.20.050. So under the recommendation, it is staff's recommendation that the Planning Commission hold the public hearing and adopt Planning Commission number PC 2021-02, approving conditional use permit 2021-014 for an alcohol beverage control license type 47 on sale general license. Number 2, expansion of the existing restaurant from 1,520 square feet to a total of 3,657 square feet, and live music entertainment within the restaurant. Before I conclude my staff report, I would like to call the attention of the Planning Commission to a telephone call that staff received yesterday from one of the property owners of an adjacent shopping center in regards to the number of parking spaces that are available for the use of all the commercial buildings and uses within that commercial corner of the city. The applicant or the property owner that expressed a concern wanted to make sure that this was added as part of the public records on tonight's meeting. Staff and the city attorney have reviewed the reciprocal parking agreement that was last revised and signed back in 2004, and was able to find that there is sufficient parking for all the centers to share and provide and meet code based on their uses as well as parking requirements. So at this time, this concludes my staff report. Mr. Rivera, Chairperson, and members of the Planning Commission. Thank you. I believe the applicant is on our Zoom meeting tonight, as well as the owner of the shopping center, Mr. Sherwood. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Carmen. At this time, I will open public hearing and receive public testimony if it's any. Planning Secretary, is anyone wishing to speak on this item from the public?
No, I do not have any speakers.
I will ask the property owner if you wish to speak, Mr. Larry.
It's muted.
Can hear you.
Mr. Sherwood, you need to unmute yourself. Steve, are you able to unmute Mr. Sherwood? Mr. Sherwood, if you can hear us, we cannot hear you. You need to unmute yourself.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can.
Very good. Thank you. Jaime's been there since 2015, has been an excellent tenant. There's been various tenants since 1985. We had a terrific tenant at the beginning, and then we went through a series of changes over and over and over again until Jaime took it over in 2015. And between him and his wife, they have done really a superb job of running the restaurant. We've not had any problems with Jaime at all as far as problems with any of his employees or any of his customers or anything else. He's had the beer and wine license about a year, and we've not had any problems with that. And, you know, we've been dealing with COVID, obviously, but he's expanded outside and we've not had any problems at all. And we're delighted to have him expand into having a regular full liquor license and to be able to do the live music. He and I have talked about the sound and not wanting it to emanate down the row. And I think that staff has really come up with good suggestions. I know that he's planning to put in sound insulation, both on the south wall and in the ceiling. George had suggested to him that he put sound mitigation measures in the ceiling. So between that and keeping the doors closed, we think it's not going to be a problem for our other merchants. And he's not going to be starting live music at 2 p.m. It's going to be in the evening that he's going to be doing it when a lot of the merchants are already closed. So it's just not been a major concern for us. Do any of you have any questions that you'd like us to address?
Are you representing the owner of the business, or you just I know you're just the owner of the property, but
We own the property, yeah. No, I think that Jaime was going to go down there at 6 o'clock and meet in person. I don't know, Gus, has Jaime contacted you or anything?
He's actually on the Zoom call. He's
Oh,
there.
okay.
I see his name. Jaime, if you'd like to say something, you can unmute yourself at this time.
I'm here, Larry. Yeah, I couldn't go. They tell me that I wasn't able to go to the meeting because
Gotcha.
of the COVID measures that they have right now. But I'm
okay,
here
Mr.
hearing
Larry,
everything.
thank you very much. I will go and ask some questions to Mr. Jaime. Thank you very much for your comments. Mr. Jaime, I would like to ask you some questions if you wish to speak before I ask you any questions.
No, go ahead. Let me know.
Or commissioners, you have any questions for the Mr. Jaime Alvarez, which is the owner of the restaurant? If you have no question, I do have a question for Mr. Jaime. One of the things that brought to my attention was the loud music that you was doing on Fridays outside the location. I happened to be present many times when you had the music. I do like the music, and I think it was a nice music. The only thing is, at this time, I have a little issue with the neighbors. With that loud music being outside, the neighbors, your business next to you, because I was parking right in front of the Reina Bakery, which I was buying bread from there, and I can hear the music. I spent like 30 minutes listening to the nice music, which is okay. I mean,
Thank you.
but I'm trying to figure out, number one, I have an issue about you doing it without the proper way to do things and having it outside. And that's one of the issues that I have. The next thing is, if you're going to be doing that, we need to know, because whatever the commissions want to decide, you need to know if you're going to be putting it outside again.
No, it's gonna be
I know
inside.
for my experience, the neighbors, your neighbor business cannot do business the way you have the music. Even so that I like it, I have a duty to bring it to you as your neighbors needs to be feeling better.
No, I know. That's why I take out the music, because they tell me to take it out, and I take it out. The thing, these guys came to me and tell me if they can play some music, and as it was outside, I say, okay, I know I didn't have any permit to have music inside the restaurant, but I didn't know outside, because everything, the COVID, it's going on right now. I didn't know I was required to have any license outside. But as soon as they told me to take out the music, I did. I always try to follow all the rules as it's given it to me, and that's how I try to do it. But I didn't know that I was required to have a permit outside for the live music.
Yeah, and that's the only concern I have, because of the neighbors and because people brought it to my attention that it was too loud. In my case, I was far away. I think it was nice music, but I has to bring it to you, because if you have to be up front. If you're gonna have it inside, and you're gonna put the noise retention inside, so you can hear it. Only the people that will be inside your restaurants it will enjoy the music. I think it's a different item,
Concept,
and it would be. I don't see no problem. But if it's gonna be outside or it's gonna be causing problems to the neighbors, then I have a problem.
No, it's not gonna be inside. That's why I'm trying to push in all my permits to finish the construction, because these people from the band, I have them stopped right now. They calling me that when we're gonna start again. They have families too, so right now they're waiting for me to give them an answer when we're gonna start back with the music. And I'm like, I don't know. I need to finish the other side. We don't want to do it outside. It has to be inside. So just wait for me, and that's why I'm trying to push as I can for the permits to finish the construction on the other side on 7112.
Okay, thank you, Jaime. Any questions as far as the commissions? No question?
Yeah, I had a quick question.
Go ahead, Andrew.
Based on the conditional use permit, I had a question about the alcohol being served only in the interior. So no alcohol will be allowed within the patio area, or is that only after 12 p.m.?
Is for me the question, or
or
well, I have I have a permit from the ABC department for serving alcohol on the patio by COVID-19 by the moment with the COVID-19. I don't know if it's gonna still work with this new permit, this new conditions permit, or I have to get it again, or how this is gonna work too.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Alvarez. Carmen, so going back to the question, is that patio, the outside area where the tables are at, are those areas are not designated to allow alcohol outside, or is it just after 12?
Chairperson Rivera, if I may answer that question, Commissioner Leon, the way the condition is being put together is that there shouldn't be any alcohol sold outside or consumed outside the restaurant itself. The COVID-19 allowance is only temporary for outdoor dining.
For a clarification, attorney, can you explain to us how we've been doing it because of the COVID, if you can tell us, and how it's gonna go in a normal, as soon as we go to normal, how the alcohol is gonna go inside? Because I do see it, now that we're selling outside, but my understanding is temporarily, like Carmen is stating. That's the way we're gonna do this if it passes, or however the decision is gonna be tonight.
Thank you. You're absolutely right, Honorable Chair, Commission members. The conditions of approval prohibit any sale of alcohol in the patio. All sale and service of alcohol would be contained to the inside of the restaurant under normal circumstances. Obviously, we're currently wrapping up the COVID-19 situation where all of the rules were relaxed, shall we say, and where outdoor dining was permitted and outdoor service was permitted. That is coming to a wrap up as we're getting out of this pandemic. And at such time as the outdoor dining will be removed from the parking lot area, the service of alcohol will be limited solely to the inside of the restaurant, not to the 2 tables that are on the back patio of the restaurant based on the plan.
Thank you. Mr. Jaime, I would like to ask you another question. Are you still there?
Yes. Yes, let me know.
Yeah. One of the things that also is you need to, if you understand all the regulations that you have, that you got all that already and you approve it, right?
Yes.
The other question I'm gonna throw on you is that you understand that if you make any violations on some of the items, especially or the loud music, if you get complaints, I believe after 3 you can take the license of the music away.
Yeah, no. Music is not gonna be after 3.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay. Thank you very much. Commissioners,
Thank you.
any questions?
Yeah, I have a question for Jaime.
Go ahead.
Yeah, Jaime, in your experience, have you faced any issues, dealing with alcohol consumption in the restaurant grounds?
no, not at all. And for your concern too, I'm planning to put security on the other side, so our customers will be more safety. So that it wouldn't be any problem. So if a client is given a problem, this is gonna be removed.
All right, thank you so much.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you. Any more questions?
Chair, I believe Erica has something for you.
Go ahead, Erica.
Chairperson Rivera, I do have someone on the chat line that would like to speak by the name of Jermaine McHilk.
Okay, go ahead.
Hello, can everyone hear me?
Yes, we
Yes.
can.
Yes. How are you? My name is Jermaine McMahon, and I'm an asset manager with Prime Store Development. We represent ownership of the Los Sardinas Shopping Center. And while we don't object to the use, we wanted to make a few comments for the record. First being that we are working on amending the reciprocal easement agreements with the REA parties, which includes the ownership of the Sherwood Shopping Center. We are doing that because we're working on re-tenanting the Toys R Us, former Toys R Us space with a grocery tenant. So for us, we want to make sure that anything approved today doesn't jeopardize our ability to re-tenant the space in that way. And especially today, given the conversations, our biggest concern would be parking and making sure that there's adequate parking, and that's a use that we would be able to move forward with, again, with re-tenanting that Toys R Us space with a grocery tenant, which we're getting fairly close to finalizing.
Okay, thank you very much. As we will take that consideration and that concern in mind.
There are no more comments from the public at this point.
No more comments. So we're going to this time, because we don't have no more comments, any texts, anything from the, we're gonna, I will conclude the public hearing. Planning commissions, are there any questions for the staff?
No, not this time, for me.
Carmen, I just want to make a little comment. Can you come us and tell us, I know that this project is already there, so I don't believe there's going to be any problems with the parking. Can you just tell us a little bit about it, if you know anything about it?
Chair, Carmen, would you like me to take that?
Yes, if it's, yes, absolutely, Martin. And if the commission has any questions in terms of the distribution of parking based on the uses, then let me know.
Honorable Chair, Commission members, the use is before you in the current condition, and even though potentially the owner of one of the owners or a couple of the owners of the shopping center are planning to revise the agreements, those agreements are in place, and those agreements currently provide that there is reciprocal access and parking easements throughout the entire shopping center, which provides for sufficient parking for all the uses, including the proposed expansion of the restaurant. So those are the conditions that are before you, and those are the conditions that you should consider in looking at the conditional use permit application before you. If and when time comes when another use comes before you from that shopping center, that use will be evaluated based on the conditions that are in place at that time. So trying to anticipate or project or trying to guess of what's going to happen month, year, or 5 years from now is not part of your consideration here on the conditional use permit. So staff has examined, I've examined the reciprocal easement agreements. There were a couple from the 90s, and the most recent one, as Carmen identified, from 2004. They provide for reciprocal uses of access and parking for all of the spaces in the shopping center. And based on staff's review, that is sufficient parking for the proposed expansion of the restaurant and the conditional use permit that's before you. So parking is not an issue for this conditional use permit. If you have any questions, I'll gladly answer them.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Commissioners, any question?
Yeah, just a quick comment. I'm very interested in seeing what the future holds with as an avid patron of the Starbucks on that site. The line snakes all the time. So I'm gonna be very interested in seeing how that's gonna take place once we there's more customers coming to the restaurant, as well as the new intended business coming through.
I think in my point of view, and I will, correct me if I'm wrong on this, attorney, is we already have it permitted. It's already been permitted for several years. It's been doing business the way it is right now. The place that he's gonna take, it was another type of business probably before, which probably require less parkings. But at this time, I know because of the COVID, all these lines and the Starbucks, and I've been in there for 30 minutes making a line, so I know what it is. But it's just at this time, I seen it that we just doing something for already a business that's already doing business and the locations there. I was concerned about the parking because they have they had a big store before, which was the Toys R Us, and it's no longer in business. And I know they're gonna get somebody in there, but in my 36 years plus being in there, even with Toys R Us was busy, never filled up the whole parking lot. That's my experience. I'm not doing any promise or doing anything legally, but I just saying what I have as experience being there as a customer. That's all I can say at this time as far as the parking, but I just want to make sure that we also hear the other business or the other locations, and that's why I'm asking all these questions regarding the parking, but thank you very much for the clarifications. And commissioners, any more questions? If we don't have any more questions, do we have a motion?
Motion to approve and adopt resolution number PC 2021-02, file number 2021-014.
Do I have a second?
I second.
Secretary, will you give me a roll call, please?
Sure. Commissioner De La Rosa,
I second.
we're doing roll call right now.
You did a vote now.
Commissioner De La Rosa,
Present.
Commissioner Flores,
Yes.
Commissioner Leon,
Present.
Vice Chairperson Villalobos,
Yes.
and Chairperson Rivera.
Yes,
Motion passes.
motion passes. Thank you. Next item is conditional use permit number 2020-068 Kickin' Craft Restaurant, 7105 Easter Avenue, file number 2020-068. Presentation might be given by Ms. Siva.
Thank you, Chairman Rivera. Sorry, I was trying to unmute myself. So the conditional use permit is number 2020-068 for the Kicking Crab Restaurant located at 7105 Eastern Avenue, Suite C. The applicant is requesting approval of CUP number 2020-068 in order to obtain an alcoholic beverage control type 41 on sale beer and wine license at the existing Kicking Crab Restaurant. The subject site is located within Bell Gardens Marketplace, which is at the northwest corner of Florence and Eastern Avenue. The Kicking Crab Restaurant occupies a 3165 square foot suite, and previously was a clothing retail store. The applicant completed interior tenant improvements in November of last year and then obtained health department clearance in December of 2020 and has been operating ever since. The site map here, you will see there, the star is where the restaurant is currently. Across the street is the Los Jardines Shopping Center. There are residential areas that surround the north and western portions of the Marketplace Shopping Center. And to the south is the Bicycle Casino. This is a more recent photo of their improvements on the outside. A Type 41 license is for beer and wine at an eating place, aka a restaurant. It authorizes the sale of beer and wine for consumption on or off the premises where sold. Distilled spirits are not permitted on the premises unless they're used solely for cooking purposes, and they must operate and maintain the licensed premises as a bona fide eating place. They have to maintain suitable kitchen facilities and have to make actual and substantial sales of meals for consumption on the premises. Minors are permitted to be on the premises. The census tract map portion of the city census tract map, in the gray area is the census tract that we're discussing right now regarding this restaurant. This is census tract 5341.01. And in this existing census tract, there are 3 existing on-sale alcohol licenses. One would be for El Pescador, which is a restaurant. In the same marketplace, we have Taqueria Los Altos, and that also has a liquor license or an alcohol license, sorry. And then also the number 3 is the Bicycle Casino. And the Bicycle Casino has 4 different types of ABC licenses, one for being an event permit, one for being a catering permit, and then there's also just a general license as well. Based on the overconcentration of this very small census tract, per ABC, there are 2 on-sale licenses permitted in the census tract. So when the bicycle casino was approved, they were already over-concentrating the census tract. So an addition of another license within that census tract is also, again, an over-concentration. Here we have a map of a radius map that goes 700 feet from the census, from the subject site. And so you'll see that there are a number of alcohol licenses within 700 feet of the restaurant. So you have, again, the casino, the Rite Aid, which is in the same Bell Gardens marketplace. Applebee's is, diagonal corner from the marketplace. Premier Fiesta, which is across from the bicycle casino on Eastern. Delicias de Mexico, which is across in Los Jardines, and then Food for Less and Taquerías Altos are both in the marketplace as well. The restaurant currently operates between 3 p.m. and 10 p.m. And so the applicant's not, wanting to change those hours at all. They would maintain those hours, but the only thing that they would be doing in terms of a change would be enhancing their menu by offering beer and wine in addition to their full menu. In conclusion, the current CUP is consistent with the general plan and meets all findings pursuant to both sections of the municipal code 9.50050 and 920.050. Therefore, it's staff's recommendation that the Planning Commission hold a public hearing and adopt resolution PC 2021-03 approving the subject CUP to allow the Kicking Crab restaurant to obtain an ABC Type 41 on sale beer and wine license.
Thank you, Ms. Silva. At this time, I will open public hearing. Secretary, we have anybody wish to speak?
No, we do not, Chairperson.
Okay.
If I
Any
may,
questions from the commissions to the staff?
Chairperson Rivera, before you go on, I would like to ask the Alani, is the applicant on the meeting tonight? Okay, because I think we will need to, Martin, correct me if I'm wrong, but we probably need to hear from the applicant, right? In regards to the conditions and in regards to the request?
Well, there is no requirement that the applicant attends or speaks at the public hearing. So if they are available and if the commission has questions, they can be asked and answered. If they're not available, not there, then the commission can take action in their absence. Presumably, their absence is a consent to the conditions that are being posed. They're not coming in and asking, I would like this condition to be changed or that condition to be removed. So by being silent, they're consenting to the conditional use permit and the conditions that are imposed on it.
Staff, is any questions to the, commissions, is any questions to the staff?
I'll find out.
If it's not, I will close the public hearing. Are there any questions, staff, for the commissioners for the staff presentation? If we don't have any questions, do we have any recommendations? I know we closed the public. I might have to reopen the public hearing to go back and if he commissions you, allow me to open the public hearing? No oppose?
Yes.
Okay. I will open it again because I think I would like to see, can we get in touch with the person in charge of this license? If he's
Yeah,
available?
I have his telephone number. If you like, we can give him a call.
I would like to see, just ask him if he received all the regulations,
Okay, they were,
all the paperwork that we have, if he agree with that.
okay, sure. Give me just 1 second. Let me give him a call.
Commissioners, are you okay with that or?
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, unlike the previous project, I don't think there was anything that this current owner was asking to change, right?
That's correct.
I don't see any changes. He just new and he just got kind of short hours of operation and he only wants to sell beer and wine. So it's a little bit different, but this particular one is only, the way it's written here in the report is only 7 hours that he wants to be open.
Yeah, till 10 p.m., right? Yeah.
Yeah. We just wait a little bit. Secretary is trying to get a hold of them, see if we can. If not, we're just gonna have to, I guess, continue without the answer.
Hi, is this Mr. Jones? Hi, this is Erica calling from the City of Bell Gardens. And one of the chairperson has a question on your item. Are you available to speak right now? Okay. Oh, okay, give me just 1 second.
Chairperson, okay, you can go ahead and ask your question.
Yeah. The question is that, did you receive all the paperwork
Chair,
and
before you
conditions?
proceed, Chair, before you proceed, could you have the speaker identify themselves first?
I'm sorry.
Sir, can you go ahead and identify yourself, your name?
Oh, my name is Lou. I am the nephew of the owner. I am also the designer for the restaurant. My name is Lou.
Spell your name and your last name, please, for the record.
His name spelled as P-H-O-N.
O-N-G-L-U-U-D-O, but I call Lou. My full name is Paulo. P-H-O-N-G-U, that's the D-O.
You get that, Mr. Rivera?
Okay. So you authorized to make decisions for this item, correct?
So they're asking if you're authorized to make decisions on this item?
Yes.
The question is if you receive all the paperwork and if you are if you agree with all the regulations and the paperwork.
Did you hear that, sir?
I can't hear. Can you please say that one more time? I can't hear.
The chairperson's asking if you received all the conditions of approval listed in your staff report.
Yes.
And you are okay with all the conditions listed in the resolution?
Yes.
Okay, commissioners, any question you would like to ask?
Thanks.
No questions. Thank you very much.
Okay, sir, those were the only questions we had. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Commissioners, I will close the public hearing. Now, if we don't have no more questions for the staff, I will entertain a motion on the recommendation.
Motion to adopt resolution PC 2021-03.
Second,
I second.
Secretary, will you give a roll call, please?
Sure. Commissioner De La Rosa,
Present.
Commissioner Flores,
Yes.
Commissioner Leon,
Yes.
Vice Chairperson Villalobos,
Yes.
and Chairperson Rivera.
Yes,
Motion passes.
motion passed. Thank you. Third is the condition use permit number 2020-076. It's a family health care center of Greater Los Angeles, Inc. 6501 Garfield Avenue, file number 2020-076. The presentation will be given by Ms. Silva.
Thank you, Chairman Rivera. Conditional use permit 2020-076 is a request to allow the installation of an electronic display sign at an existing medical clinic. The Family Healthcare Centers Greater Los Angeles approached the Community Development Department with a request to partially modify the existing pylon sign on their property by adding an electronic display within the body of the existing cabinet. On the 14th of last year, the City Council adopted Ordinance Number 909, amending a portion of the municipal code regarding electronic display signs. Section 9.40.055 of that section, of that chapter, requires approval of a CUP for electronic display signs. And this is what could be an example of an electronic display sign, which are signs that change the display for temporary messages for businesses or services that are provided by businesses. So this is the amended section of the municipal code per ordinance number 909. So you can see the highlighted area was for the property, for places that are zoned PM1. And so the text reads Garfield Avenue, and this is per location requirements. So Garfield Avenue between Gage Avenue and Loveland Street on individual legal parcels with a minimum of 130 feet of street frontage on Garfield Avenue. And there would have to be a minimum distance separation of 500 feet in any direction between any electronic display signs. So the location requirement is exhibited here. This is Garfield Avenue, and the north jurisdiction limit is Gage and Loveland Street is where my arrow is now. So any business could apply for a CUP to have an electronic display sign on Garfield. The highlighted in yellow area is the medical clinic that we were discussing. The existing pylon sign is where the star is. So it's currently in a landscaped area that's on the property, not on the sidewalk. And that is where the existing sign would be modified. The existing height of the existing sign is approximately a little about 30 feet in height. The black portion area of the sign here is what would be modified. Here exactly is the where my arrow is where they would probably change it to what, essentially what it says there, but the correct name for the business, a phone number. There are no proposed other modifications to the remaining portions of the sign except for the electronic display sign area. So the site street frontage exceeds 130 feet for the medical clinic property. And there are no existing LED signs in the vicinity within city limits on Garfield Avenue. So the municipal code section would permit a maximum sign area for pylon signs of 75 square feet and a maximum height of 18 feet for new pylon signs. But in our case, this is an existing sign where they are only proposing to modify a portion of the existing sign. So of course it exceeds the 18 feet in height and also the 75 square feet of sign area, but they're not demolishing the existing sign and replacing it. This is an existing sign and they're modifying just a portion of the existing sign itself. In conclusion, CUP 2020-076 is consistent with the general plan and meets all findings pursuant to the BGMC section 9.40.055 for electronic display signs. And staff recommends that the commission hold a public hearing and adopt Planning Commission Resolution PC 2021-04, approving CUP 2020-76 for the installation of electronic display sign at the FHCC GLA Medical Clinic. And I believe we have both the applicant's representative and the applicant itself on the Zoom call as well.
Thank you. At this time, I will open the public hearing. Secretary, do we have anybody on this issue, on this item?
We do not, Chairperson.
Chairperson, if I may, I see Ms. Carmen Muniz on the Zoom call, and I believe Max Montenegro is the designer. And maybe the commission can hear a statement from Ms. Muniz.
Sure.
Good evening, everyone. It's nice to finally put a face with the name Carmen and Gus. We have been talking about this project for a long time, and we appreciate the support that the city has given to us up to this point. The reason that we have requested this LED sign is, as you know, with the rapid changes happening with COVID-19, Family Healthcare Centers of Greater Los Angeles has been responsive by providing testing as well as vaccinations now, not only at our Bell Garden site, but at some of our other off-site locations. We have five health centers in total, and we're a federally qualified healthcare center, meaning that most of our funding comes from the federal government. And it's disseminated to communities that are considered underserved areas. So with the rapid changes, we've been having Max busy making changes and banners, and we thought, you know what a better intersection to have it at Gage and Garfield, as you know, is a lot of traffic. And so we thought with the changes coming up, again, right now we're offering different types of vaccine. The big demand has been Pfizer vaccine. So those are things we can put on the LED sign. We also do our outreach, give out information with flyers. We had just done a pop-up this past Monday in Southgate. So a lot of those things, you know, we have our outreach department that can disseminate that information, but we're looking to think outside the box. We're living in unique times, and whatever way we can get information out into the community, that's what we want to do. So thank you for your consideration.
Thank you very much. Commissioners, any questions to Ms. Carmen?
Yes, I have a question for Carmen. Will the advertisements on this electronic sign be solely limited to medical related advertisements?
At this time, yes. I say that because, again, there's so many changes happening on a day-to-day basis. So right now, yes, it would be specific to health related items.
Yeah. And in the future, do you see the use of this billboard being used to advertise commercial advertisements, perhaps like pretty much selling space for the use of that electronic sign?
You know, we really haven't had that discussion. Again, because the focus has been getting the word out about COVID updates. And just things like even like our monthly campaigns, like this month is National Behavioral Health Month. So we do send out information on social media, but mostly for those types of things, diabetic checkups, reminding patients to get their annual check visits, and recognizing our campaigns. And it's strictly right now related to healthcare, only because of the climate we're in.
Right. Thank you so much,
Commissioner
welcome.
De La Rosa, if I could chime in about an answer to that question as well. Section that we just discussed, a clause here anything that that's supposed to regarding the electronic display sign has related to the property that it's.
Yanni, we can't hear you. We cannot hear you.
Oh. That's better?
You're cutting off.
Sorry about that. I'm going to move my microphone closer. So
Mm-mm. No.
no.
Sounds like your microphone is not picking you up. You sound like you're in a barrel.
Hello? Is that better? Not better?
No.
Hmm. That's weird. Is that better? Can you hear me now?
No.
No. It's weird. No. Okay, try to. Is this better?
Go ahead.
Okay, sorry about that. So the code section that we were discussing earlier regarding electronic display signs actually has a portion where it mentions that anything that's displayed in the electronic display sign has to be related to the property that it's on.
Thank you. That really clarifies the question.
Thank you, Yalini.
Thank you, Miguel. Any more questions, commissions?
No.
Once again, Carmen, thank you very much
Thank you.
for your service.
Thank you.
Jaime, no more questions. Will you, I will close the public hearing. Commissions, any questions to the staff? If it's none, I will entertain a motion.
Chairperson Rivera, if I may, before you call for a roll call, I would like to have Martin clarify, our city attorney, in terms of the voting. The voting should be a yes or no when each individual commissioner is called to vote, and avoid responding present. Martin, is that correct? Can you clarify that?
I was listening for the vote because we had two present votes, and I was going to clarify the same thing. So thank you, Carmen. Yes, we first of all, for the commissioner who voted present instead of yes or no, can we confirm that those were yes votes?
Yeah, this is Commissioner De La Rosa confirming yes.
Yeah, okay. And in the future, yes or no, or aye or nay are appropriate when in a roll call situation. Present is only when the initial roll call for are you here or not, then the answer is present or there is no answer if you're not here. But on a motion to approve a CUP, either yay or yes or nay or no would be appropriate. And thank you, Carmen, and thank you, Commissioner. I appreciate it.
Thank you. So commissions, I will entertain a motion.
Yes, motion to adopt resolution PC 2021-04.
Second.
I second.
Secretary, give me a roll call, please.
Commissioner De La Rosa,
Yes.
Commissioner Flores,
Yes.
Commissioner Leon,
Yes.
Vice Chairperson Villalobos,
Yes.
and Chairperson Rivera.
Yes. Thank you. Motion pass.
Thank you. Thank you for your support. It's much appreciated.
Thank you, Carmen.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Consent calendar. No, item number 4, approval of the minutes. There any changes or additions to the minutes of April 21, 2021? If there's any no changes, is there any motion to approve the minutes?
Motion to approve the minutes of the April 21, 2021 Planning Commission meeting.
In a second,
A second.
all in favor? Nobody opposed? Motion passed. Staff, any comments?
None here.
No, Chairperson Rivera, none from me.
Thank you. Commissions, any comments?
Thank you, staff, for the report and, helping bring a development and business into our city. So thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Any motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second?
I second.
So be it. Good night.
Good night, everybody.
Good
Thank you.
night. Thank you.
Thank
Good
you.
night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.